Hi, and welcome to a reading for Capricorn. How are you going, beautiful Capricorn? I hope this finds you really well. Capricorn, you're really looking to use any money that you might have spare in a really filling your bucket type of energy, as in you don't want to just have to pay the bills. You want to have memorable events with it, go somewhere different, pilgrimage, time out. You want to feel pampered and loved for all the hard work that you've done. I've worked hard enough for now. I just want to have some fun. Fair enough. Fantastic. You want to be seen for your success as well. So there could be things dangled in front of you at the moment that really have you wanting to show trappings of success, like a really nice house or a car or a really lovely partner or the children or whatever it is. Move further up the ladder. Get your own business going is something I also hear, but at the moment you seem to be quite in the mood to pull your energy back in this Cancer season at the moment. And just love on yourself and be thankful for yourself and pat yourself on the back in some ways. Treat yourself, get a pampering, a nice haircut or a new outfit or a day out, a day spa, I hear. Fantastic. Is really going to be calling your name at the moment. Mothering on yourself, looking after yourself. You could have been spending a lot of time outwards, showing everybody and doing all the things and being there for everybody and all the rest of it. And as it's coming up to the middle of either summer in the northern hemisphere or winter in the southern hemisphere, you're finding that all the plans that you had for this season may not have actually actualized yet, and there could be a sort of a sense of, I need to go do this and get that done and do that, and I was going to do this, and I was going to paint the house before it got cold, or I was going to work on my career in the south before it got warmer and I'm outside again, that sort of thing. So be gentle on yourself at this time. You can't be everything, and particularly you can't be everything to everyone. The person you need to be everything to is yourself first, and you know that. And that's why you're going through this period of, I just want to check out for a second and go to a spa. There could be like hot water source, that type of thing, like an onsen in Japan or a day spa or something's really coming to mind. An onsen in Japan, wow, take me, I'd love to go. See, I'm Capricorn rising. I'd love to just watch those monkeys as just a sideline. Watch those monkeys that sit in the water in Japan and just with their faces like, Fantastic. All right, we'll get into it, beautiful Capricorns. If you'd like to subscribe, all that good stuff. It's really good to be back in your energy again, beautiful Capricorn. I've also got availability for personal readings. Check out the description. And we'll get into it. All right, Capricorn. Strengthen your gifts. All I'm hearing you say is all my gifts are just worn out, a bit frayed at the moment. Patience, persistence, fortitude. These are some things that you're known for. Diligence. Seeing a problem and knowing that you can overcome that problem. It's just a matter of time. You'll get there. So in a race, I suppose your energy at the moment is more the turtle, not the hare. Yeah. Slowly, cautiously. Be very shrewd as well. Don't spend money you don't have to, but hey, I'm preaching to the converted. Capricorns don't like spending money unless it's actually going to get them ahead in some ways. So could be advising other people of that, you know. Or do you really think you should be buying a Lamborghini now? Whatever it is. Going on that really expensive holiday. But see, that's a self-care thing. You can't reach the heights of your career and everything else in your world if you don't take that time out to care for yourself. So if you're earning the money that gives you the ability to travel abroad and do those things, that would be very much on your mind. Even if you have very little, you know, you're doing it tough, you have very little and you're just surviving day to day, you'll know at this period of time what's the best thing to spend money on. It will automatically come to you, because at the moment also your security and your home, hearth and nearest and dearest relationships are going to be very much on your mind. All right. Go with the flow. Imagine solutions. And I'll get one more. Say no. Well, I was going to get one more and it looks like two popped out. Say no and do all things in moderation. Yes. I think I mentioned yesterday, I think it was to Sagittarius. I'm not sure it was Sagittarius. Could have been Cancer. Anyway, doesn't matter. That back in the day, my grandmother was born in 1909. She always used to leave a little bit for later. So if we had a certain amount of flour in a recipe for a cake or biscuits or whatever it is, she'd always leave 1 or 2 tablespoons of flour out of it and keep those. And I always used to, you know, have a bit of a laugh and a giggle at her, like, because she was in my home as I was being raised. She basically raised me. My mother was at work, so I was blessed to have that intergenerational experience. But she'd always say, because you won't notice it in the cake, but you will notice if your gravy the night after isn't thickened, you know, those sorts of things. Or there may just be something you need, you know, you need to turn some flour out into the board to make the bread. And if you haven't kept that little bit aside, you won't have the ability to do it. Now, for me, growing up, it was just, oh, use the whole, you know, that's what it says. Do, you know, use the whole amount. But you have learnt and are going through the process of possibly even teaching other people not to use all the resources all at once. So that plan of possibly going overseas or going on a holiday or going for the spa, you being Capricorn, you won't go to somewhere where you can't afford it, because that will take away from the experience of it. If anything, you're one of the masters of being able to have your dollars and cents be able to be spread out and be maximized. So you could be teaching other people. That could even be a good sideline, actually, just popped in, on how to be, I was going to say frugal or miser, but they're not the terms I want to use here. I would say more upon the ability to see not just today, but tomorrow. That there is a tomorrow where I may need to thicken the sauce. There is a tomorrow where I may need to have a little bit of flour to knead my bread, instead of going all in. And see, that's also the ability to save. You like, don't buy coffee out every single day. One day put the money that you'd buy the coffee into another account, transfer it over to another account. You know, start a savings account. Now, they were massive when I was younger, and then they became quite out of fashion, you could probably say. It became the time of using credit cards and that sort of thing. But I think savings, save for a rainy day, that type of energy, is really starting to be held in higher esteem these days. To be not so extravagant and to be a bit more frugal. That word keeps on coming up, but see, that word can be seen as something that is misery. I think more, I'll have to come up with the better term, please, Spirit, for that, if it'll come to me. Wise. Anyway, the wisdom of not using everything at this time. I was having trouble getting that out. So you could be having trouble explaining to people why you're not buying designer clothes anymore. You might be buying clothes that are a lot better quality and lasting, like a good jacket. Like it's winter at the moment, so I'm thinking warmth in Australia. So a really good jacket that will last you the next few years instead of just a fashion item. And I think there's enough fashion in the world. It's sort of, we're being swamped, we're burying ourselves in all these old clothes on a world scale here, that and plastic. So people are starting to really think about getting a good pair of shoes or a good jacket and keeping it, caring for it. Repair culture is another thing that's coming back in. You could be that person that starts like a tool swapping thing or repair workshops or something like that. And you will be recognised for it. And recognise yourself for how far you have come. Gee, you've worked hard. Over the last few months particularly, you've been working extremely hard. So any holiday that you take yourself on, or any time out, even if it's just a quiet time at lunchtime or in the evening with yourself here, realise just how far you have come and be very proud of yourself for it. Others are maybe starting to recognise you for your hard work. Volunteering's another big one that pops up if you're in the position to do so. People can be very thankful for that, because people have been in such a big energy of just looking after number one, because life's got pretty tough. And so if you have the generosity of spirit or the availability or the inclination to actually go out and share and give and make the world a bit better by volunteering your information or your services or anything, those sorts of things are going to be held in much higher regard. And a relationship here has got a lot to do with it. You could be seeking another person here who has like-mindedness, someone who's aiming for going up instead of someone that's trying to take themselves out or down, someone that's trying to improve their life every single day, to become a better person, a better person in society, a better worker, just a better individual overall. But you could also, if you're not seeking that outside of yourself, you're starting to balance the masculine and feminine sides of yourself. And this is giving you far more intuition and enlightenment. The more you can balance the drive, the get up and go, the one that goes out there and strives and protects and does and all that sort of thing, with the one that sits back, that listens, that nurtures, that cares, that nurtures, particularly in Cancer season here. That's when your guides, your spirit team, the angels, can have a better chance of actually coming through and connecting with you, because you're becoming more of a whole instead of a fractured half. There's also been a massive, to going up and hooking up type of culture has been going on for a little while with the invention of online dating. But I think your energy now is realizing that it dissipates your energy. It takes so much away from your own energy system. Looking for something out there in someone else, that you're realizing that if you cultivate the inner masculine and feminine inside yourself, that's when you will attract someone who's also done the work, because it's hard. It's hard to actually be out there on your own and just do it. It's becoming a bit more acceptable to be by yourself, particularly as a woman. But it's really important to know that if you do look after yourself, your finances, your health, the way you show up in the world, your clothing, the way you treat others in your neighbourhood, at work, in society at large. So you look after the whole package. Someone will be able to see you for who you exactly are. And if they've done the work too, the two of you can create far more than just the one. It becomes far greater, more inspired. It raises the vibration of the whole collective just incredibly that much more. So during this time, you could actually be attracting in someone who's also doing the work and is looking for someone who's also heading in the upward direction, making things better for themselves. Less excess, I hear. Do all things in moderation. So the more you moderate your life, the more you'll attract somebody into your life here that is also moderating their life. Not overspending or consuming too much, whether it be on alcohol, Netflix, the next date or whatever it is, and do things for the long haul, like buying that jacket or shoes that lasts seasons, many seasons, instead of just for now. So you're picking up on all the old ways. I mean, we're certainly not in a place where, you know, you meet your partner in your teen years and you live with them your whole of your life. If you're blessed to be in that situation, well, fantastic. It looks like the two of you will be evolving and growing together, particularly if you're both moderating your life, saying no to things. You know, I'm not going to spend that extra money on this, or have that extra drink, or buy the latest fashion, or whatever it is. And spend the money on experiences, I think, more than things is big here, because there's a massive transformation coming, particularly when it comes to your finances. And worldwide, we're all being alerted to this over the news, on social media, on, you know, the internet. You know, massive change is coming and it's inevitable thanks to AI, the way things are changing. There's a lot of scare out there, scare tactics about whether we'll all have jobs, you know. So people are starting to really seriously reassess what is changing and what they would like in their world. And a lot of the times it can literally feel like it's completely out of our hands. And an absolute fear is rising up, that there may not be enough to look after, to be able to afford hospital bills, I hear, is a big one that might be being raised at the moment. But we do have support and encouragement from somebody else who might find themselves in a similar position here. And see, together, if we all raise ourselves up, do things in moderation, these two individuals here that are finding themselves down and out and in the cold can literally find themselves on top of the world here, feet on the ground, head in the sky, communing with the angels, with the higher energies, God, the universe, everything here. But it's going to have to take some time out. And that's what the beginning of the whole reading was about, was choosing to take some time out to do what you truly love to do. If you're going to be a tourist in this time, and that's another thing that's happening right now, is there's a big worldwide thing about telling the tourists to go home. I think you can be a tourist looking in and doing your own sacred journey. Whereas in the past, you might wanted to have gone to other places to find that spirituality. You're realizing that the spirituality is within you. It was always there. And it takes to hang up the broken heart the things that have hurt you in the past, and take some serious time out here to come to that conclusion. So be very gentle with yourself at that time. You may be looking for going to a yoga retreat or a spa instead of going to, like I was mentioning, Japan. You might be going to, a local day spa, or go to, where is it? Is it Mudgee? No, it's... Oh, anyway, so there's a few places in New South Wales where you can go inland and there's hot springs. Go there instead of, Japan. Not that it's very exciting at the back of Burke out in New South Wales. I don't know if it's that far out, but you know what I mean. It's not something you'd see on Instagram, but it was still that the journey, the old car trip, the road trip, and actually spending your money where you are. I'm just giving an example because I'm Australian. Spending your money where you are, less travel by plane, more travel by foot or car, is going to make such a big difference to you at the moment. And you'll still have a similar experience, but maybe not coming back and finding you can't pay the bills because you've spent all your money on that, that big trip that everybody says you should go on, the latest, greatest. Japan's a big thing at the moment. Everybody seems to want to go to Japan. All right, more advice, please. I don't think you're afraid to actually say it as it is either at the moment. And see, people could be quite taken back. And I think what the way you're actually saying it to a lot of people is, whoa, back off, wait a second, I need time for myself here. I'm no longer going to be doing all the things for everybody. I don't appreciate, you could be saying to the people, I don't appreciate when you, if you're in a relationship, spend all the money. I'm not putting up with it anymore. There needs to be more moderation here. But you could also realise that you could have come to a place here that you've been so frightened of losing money to be seen in a poor way, to not be seen as on top of your game and mastering everything, that you could be getting a bit cranky with people. And so you're pulling that back a bit. And if you were doing it from a state of protection of these dogs, these hounds around her. You could also be, I'm hearing, dealing with someone like this at work. In Australia, we call them Karens. I don't know if they're universally known as Karens. And apologies to any Karens out there. It's just the term. Whether the middle-aged woman is just cranky, she's just over it. She's done it all. She's raised the kids and all the rest of it, and she just doesn't have any tolerance anymore. So you might be coming across a lot of people that are like that in your world. The ones that complain a lot. Anyway, let's see if there's any love blocks here for you, beautiful Capricorn. Advice for Capricorn, please. Water healing. It's got me because I'm a Capricorn rising. I think I might go do that. Go find a spa somewhere. Why not? Surrender. So this person has just found a water source here and is absolutely loving life. You could actually be in your backyard pool or in your bath, in your spa in your backyard. Give yourself to the flow of life. But nature is calling at this time, and independence. Being independent does not mean you have to be alone. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because the more independent you are, the more in control of your life, the more centered and grounded you are, you attract people into your life because they're loving the vibe, And you don't feel a sense of loneliness because you're not seeking things outside of yourself. I need to feel this to feel whole because it's lacking in me. Well, the more independent you are, the more whole you become, the less you look for it outside of yourself. And worthiness. Remember your soul. Remember your value. You deserve love. Absolutely. And it's a matter of loving on yourself first, particularly your physical body. Because this person here, love, is the great healer. And if you come from a place of internal love and then start to put that love from your own heart out around you, beautiful Capricorn, your environment as a Capricorn turns into something amazing, beautiful, heartfelt. It attracts people. People see it as a thing of beauty because it is. So it's really important to remember that you deserve the good that's coming to you at this time. Absolutely deserve it. And enjoy it. And love on yourself. Because if we all started to really truly turn our thoughts in and look at ourselves and love on ourselves and be the best humans we could possibly be, the world would be an amazing place. Less outward blame and like this one here, it's all your fault. Well, maybe she needs to put down get off her throne and put that sword down and actually start to love on herself. And the difference in energy of these two people here. So we've got choices now. What are we going to express in the world? Is it going to be this, where people are terrified to come close because it's either the sword, the icicles, or the pack of dogs that's going to get them before they even get close? Or is it someone here vibing so high that and in their own space, just loving life, raising the vibration of the whole? And there's a big thing about water has memory, and we're so much percentage of water. So if we start to love on ourselves and raising the vibration, it puts ourselves into a healing place. Health, vitality, and wholeness has to be in that space. Whereas this is a place of fear and lack and coldness. So you're choosing love, independence, and surrendering, particularly toward healing. Doing all things in moderation. Saying no to the things that you should say no to. And that could be people pleasing, telling people, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to work this weekend. I'm going away. You don't even have to give a reason. No, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Thanks for asking, though. Yeah? You got this. Really proud of you, Capricorn. Keep up the good work. You are raising the vibe of the whole tribe here. And I've got to say, I'm so thankful that you're doing this hard work, and I'll cheer myself on too. I'm a Cap rising, yay. Go Capricorns. All right, I love you all, and bye for now.